Hola Colchoneros, welcome back to Atleti Fanatics, and we are back with some amazing stuff throughout the week which happened. Obviously, you can see my Vamos Albacete. So, what a match, and especially superb 2 goals by Bantakur. I mean, at this time, he should be a legend for most of the La Liga clubs right now with what he did in midweek. But we move on. I mean, like Barcelona almost took the match to extra time as well. I mean, that was a hilarious mistake from I think I forgot his name. Who was it? The striker, number 27 jersey. I forgot his name. Never mind. I hope he squared it off to his teammate. That was a tap in at the 90th minute. But anyway, so we have Barca, Athletic Bilbao, Real Betis, and then who else do we have? 4 teams. We have 4 more teams. Then we
From La
have
Liga.
yeah, the for the top 8 for the Copa del Rey.
I don't know.
Athletic Bilbao, and then Real Betis, Albacete. How can I forget Albacete? Obviously, Valencia, and then Alaves is there as well. So okay, so there's only like few teams left now, with obviously Albacete and Alaves or Valencia, the 3 teams which I think if we get drawn to them, I think we can go to the semi-finals of the tournament. But let's see. We just have to avoid Barcelona at this point, and even Real Betis, I would say, just to be easy on our way to the semi-finals. I wouldn't mind facing Real Betis in semi-finals. But anyway, guys. Oh yeah, there's Athletic Bilbao as well. But anyway, guys, we move on to the next one, which is our next match, which is Atletico de Madrid versus Deportivo Alavés. Now, the first time when we faced Alaves, it was a draw with Pablo Barrio scoring the first goal, if I haven't forgotten, and then Sørloth with a very casual penalty for them, and then Sørloth had a disaster full match that day. I don't know like what he was doing half of the match, jumping while he could have get a penalty. But we're back playing Deportivo Alaves, but this time we're playing them at home. We are struggling for goals, and this is the I would say a good warm up match before we face Galatasaray as well, because Galatasaray is the most important match. And then we also heard the news that Simeone will rest most of the players, including Julian Álvarez, Baena, Makubil, and some others. So it's a very interesting one how we prepare for this match. So thoughts, guys, for this match?
Oh, me first? Oh, I'm a little concerned in a not in a like a general sense, but it's like more of a I don't know what the game plan is and if we're sure this will look kind of concerned. Like we've been in a weird spot in terms of the games. We've gotten a lot better results than I think probably we warranted, but we're at home this time instead of away. I think fairly certain. Sørloth had a terrible game last time he played, and I think the last time it was such a bad game that while we were in the transfer window, I was like, yeah, that probably signals the signs that you should probably try and leave. Since been here again. We're still in another transfer window. I'm hoping he changes his mind, although my feelings haven't really changed from that point until now. Resting Alvarez right now feels a little weird, considering you kind of want Alvarez to be back into a certain rhythm because we're going to be away in a big game in Galatasaray afterwards. If you want to rotate your team, I guess this is as good as it gets in terms of rotation. Cardoso starting. What do you call it? You have Almada starting. You have Jerry. Everybody else in the backline is perfectly fine. Jimenez finally getting his start again. So I'm looking forward to that. But in terms of the subs, in terms of what the game plan happens if things go wrong, what happens if things go right, who else is in the squad? we've we've kind of lost. We have four players gone from the transfer window, two injured, and then one who is not fully fit in Koke. So I'm not really sure what the plan is in this game specifically, and what if something happens in this game. This is the weakest our bench has been this entire season, so I'm curious to see what Simeone decides to do in terms of the game, especially because Alaves has, I think Fran was telling me off the before we recording, Kudet, who is a very good coach in terms of style of play, in terms of these other different aspects. So something to look at.
Well, yes, coded. Well, that's one thing. Coded usually is a very offensive coach. He likes to press real high. His backline play also really high. So he likes to play around press. I mean, we saw last weekend against Villarreal that Marcelino were pressing them very high, and they found ways around that press pretty well, and they rarely went long. So they are a courageous side, which sometimes can be a bit kamikaze, and especially considering we're at home. I think we're going to find spaces, we're going to get good chances, and I think we'll do some good things, especially because we're at home. But I was thinking, well, every time that Simeone says that he wants to rotate players, or that it seems like he's going to, I get the feeling that that goes a bit against his philosophy. But that this game is a good time to rotate, considering the big game we have on midweek, and considering the rival. But yeah, that I think it's going to be a good game for us. I don't think we're going to suffer much, but it's going to be entertaining because the rival we're playing is an entertaining side.
I mean, I'm just looking at the stats right now. Like, obviously, like Julian Álvarez has been stuck with that 7 goals since the Sevilla game, and Griezmann is very up behind him with 6 goals, and all 6 goals coming from the bench as well. And then Sørloth is again behind them as well with 5, and then it's Koke and Baina. Like you guys can clearly look like how we are struggling with goals. And over here for Deportivo Alavés, it's Carlos Vincente, and then it's Lucas Boye, and then Tori Martinez. Uh, it's again, I would say we should be able to like handle them. And again, then we have Koke and Giuliano.
Wait,
Talking about
what team?
Giuliano, actually, Giuliano
What?
was at Alaves.
Yeah,
Yeah, go
with
on, Fran.
with Carlos Martin, no. Yeah, or was Carlos Martin there as well?
Our team was there, but not with Giuliano at the same time. He
No,
was there
but
last year.
I was going to say, because you were talking about the Alaves goal scorers, and I think Bosche and Tony Martinez are both out of the game. So
Really?
that's something nice. I think, I'm not 100% sure. At least Bosche. I don't know Tony Martinez.
Okay, all
But
right.
yeah, and also Juliano was there with Samu, no?
Yeah, he was. Giuliano had got injured really early into the season, but him and Sam were there together for the last like 6 months where they were playing together.
Also,
And wait, and with Panicelli. Panicelli was also there with those.
No, Panicelli was on loan to Mirandes in the same period of time, wasn't he? Oh no, he was there, but he didn't play. He didn't really play.
I remember a couple of games of him playing with Samu.
Yeah, he was there. He just didn't play as much as the other two because they didn't really have a two-striker system at the time. And when he did play, it was like in the later games. So he went on loan, did really well, and then yeah.
anyway, guys, so I was saying, like, some at La Liga, by the way, at La Liga website, someone needs to update this because Giuliano is 81 rated now, I guess, or 80. I don't know. It's not 72. Is he
Wait, what?
72?
Is this
I might be wrong, but I don't
this
think
FIFA
he's in
stuff?
80s. He's
This
in
FIFA
80s.
rating?
Yeah, he's in 80s. Someone needs to update this. But anyway, Giuliano going back to his loan club, and then Giuliano has the most assists as well for Atleti this season, and Julian Alvarez is just behind him with 3 with Marcus Llorente. And then you can see how Koke is still important for this team for most passes, and Barrios is behind him with a gap of almost 200 passes. So you guys can clearly see like how we're lacking that midfielder, which again we really need a midfielder. So that's why Joao Gomez Stokes are still going on. And for the Deportivo Alavés, it's Carlos Alenia with 3 goals. Saint Kiek's favorite player. Last time we talked about him, but again, and then they have Blanco as well, Antonio Blanco, which again is not that far actually. Like look at the gap over here. For the second position, like our players like much less. Their players have made more passes, but and then next is for recoveries. Again, look at Pablo Barrios. Just look at the gap. Again, it really shows like how we are missing someone in midfield, and lack of playing time for Johnny Cardoso. Maybe like if Johnny Cardoso was playing, like since game day one, I think Johnny Cardoso would have been there instead of Pablo Barrios. What do you guys think?
Sure. I mean, that's more his role than the other midfielders that we have. I think it's surprising that you would see Giuliano so high up in terms of the ball recoveries. But I'm not shocked to some of the other names. Gallagher makes sense to me. That's kind of like one of his main fortes. Hanko, not too shocked. Longley is the one I'm shocked because Longley didn't play that many games for us this season. So that is a bit of a shocking in terms of that aspect.
But I'm really impressed with Antonio Blanco actually. He has 31 recoveries, and then
I'm not.
he's the player with the most
No, no,
passes
no.
as well in Deportivo
And
Alaves.
Antonio
Stats,
Blanco is really good.
he's a good player, and he is at where he's supposed to be. That's what I feel.
Yeah, and as I said, Alaves is a team that play good football, that want to keep the ball. So it makes sense also that most of their players make a lot of passes. But
Makes sense.
Blanco is really good. It's really good. We've stolen players from the Madrid academy before. Well, didn't we buy didn't Llorente? Llorente wasn't at loan at Alaves, and then we bought him.
No. He was playing for Real Madrid. I think he was
He
way
had
before.
loaned
He was
on to Alaves, but
Alaves,
not.
but that was way before. That was way before.
Okay.
That was way before. Even Hermoso was at Alaves.
No, Hermoso was at Español or at
No,
Alaves as well.
it was Espanol when we bought him.
Okay, so he never went to Alaves.
I don't
Or
know
is
how bad.
or,
Like I don't know Moses' career like that. I'm sorry. I don't, but
or
Wait,
I'm
let me
confusing,
check.
or I'm confusing the jerseys because they almost have the same jerseys.
No. Hermoso was Valladolid and then Español.
yeah,
Okay. But
Blue
like you guys
jerseys.
said, most of the Real Madrid academy players do actually go and join Alaves. Like Lorente was there, and then even who else? I think Theo Hernandez was also there.
yeah, that one.
Hernandez was there. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, guys, we moving on to the next one. We are sensing a lot of changes for this match. So again, before we get to it, like what would be your a starting lineup?
Um, oof. I think I would want. You know what the team that is rumored that Sankicks sent isn't all
Mhm.
that bad. I wouldn't mind that team. Almada gets game time. Some people rest. It's going to be a game where we get some chances. So overall, the team that is supposedly playing isn't that bad. I would want to watch that.
Okay, so in goal it's Oblak. Right back, are we going for Lorente or Molina?
Who is Llorente?
I would like Llorente, not Molina.
Oh, you're
Okay.
making the line. Okay.
I think I don't know.
Okay, what about the centre back? We heard about Pubil resting.
Jimenez.
So is it
No, yeah, Jimenez Hanchko is perfect.
no?
Or
But for the right hand side, well, either you will go
Yeah,
for
Jimenez.
Jimenez, or you'll go for
Who?
I don't know,
Lenormand maybe.
No.
or
I feel like
or you'll go like this.
no. This is terrible. We saw it last season.
So who do you go for? You stay with
Hanchko, it's
Hanchko?
Hanchko, it's Hanchko.
Okay, the
You
left
don't
back.
touch Ruggieri, and you just move on to the midfield.
Okay, so it's gonna be Simeone, Barrios, Koke, untouchable.
Cardoso. Koke is
Cardoso,
Where?
yes.
fully fit.
Koke
Where?
rested.
Koke is rested, you sure?
Yeah, he's not fit.
Okay. All right, and then
Okay,
Barrios is getting a rest as well.
we're thinking about the Marca said that Simeone is considering resting some players, and the starting 11 was Oblak or Muso. Maybe Muso starts. Llorente, Jimenez, Hanchko,
No. Oblak
Ruggeri.
will start. It's LaLiga.
Okay.
Oblak will start.
Oblak, Llorente, Jimenez, Hanchko, Ruggeri, Juliano, Barrios, Cardoso, Almada, Sørloth, Griezmann. That's what Marca said that Simeone plans on doing. Usually Simeone does some things different from what the rumors say, but that's what he said. You're looking at the predicted lineup from FODMO, no?
No, this is the one we just made right now.
Okay. You're in the lineup builder.
Yep.
Just got it.
So, do you guys agree with this lineup for tomorrow?
I
Well, what I was saying is that for me, it's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. Besides Sørloth, this is a good lineup, I think.
Yeah, it would have been nice to see, Raspadori playing up top, but it was all.
He's gone.
He's gone. Rafter is gone. Gallagher is gone. Okay, what about the second half options? So let's say, we have to change Paulo Barrios. Like, who do you bring in from the bench?
It'd have to be Koke. There's nobody else.
Taufik.
Or you'll change. I think Llorente will go in midfield, and then
That wouldn't be too bad, would it? But no, yeah, it's either you switch you right back and you put Llorente in midfield, or you put in Koke.
Is Nico Gonzalez available?
No, not to my knowledge. He's training in the gym, but he hasn't trained with the team. Koke is the only one who's trained with the team thus far, and Longley is still fully injured. So the options off the bench. So if right now our attacking options are Griezmann, Sørloth, Álvarez. That's kind of it. So if one of them is coming off, it's probably
Baina as
going
well. Baina, you can play Baina front as well.
You could, but you're gonna play Baina on the left hand side. But that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
For Simeone. It's not that it can't happen, and it's not a bad option. It's just that's what Simeone is probably gonna do. So you have like 3 subs guaranteed. It's Koke, it's Baena, it's what do you call it? It's Álvarez.
Don't forget
You have
Molina.
Huh?
Don't forget Molina.
Molina.
And then we're gonna so that's 3 guaranteed subs.
Molina and Lenormand.
And then you have 2 subs after that. Switching to a back 3 against Alaves is terrorism, and putting on Molina doesn't make sense after you switch to a back 3 in the first place. So I don't think we'll see Pubil, especially because we're trying to rest him in the first place. Getting a full 90 is perfectly fine. If Molina does come on, he's probably going to stay in the back 4, which means there's at least 1 more sub available. It's probably going to be academy players. I doubt we're going to use it unless we beat the team like 3-0 in the first half, which I still don't even see considering our relative goal scoring form. We don't create that many chances. We don't finish that many chances. And Alaves is not necessarily an easy team to break down either. So probably going to be 3, maybe 4 subs. That's probably it. Nothing too surprising. Doesn't really get you up in the morning,
And if Almada plays, we're probably going to see a 3-man midfield. But every time that Almada has played, we've seen that. Especially, it happened in the Copa del Rey game. So that would be nice to see.
Yeah, like what I can see is like what we saw in the Copa del Rey as well, with Juliano like going over here like in the middle and will like leave the space for Llorente to just like run over here and there. And then maybe Cardoso can sit back a little, and then Almada can shift to this position with again leaving Ruggeri the space to go here and there. This is what I feel like with this lineup. I don't know about you guys.
Although we call it, the ideal would be to switch to when we have possession, a switch out 2-3-5, where you have Jerry and Llorente holding with, and then you have Simeone in between, alongside alongside the front two, and then you have Almada in that three-man midfield doing something interesting. But I don't know if that's going to be the case.
No, it's probably going to be Llorente in the back three and Juliano holding with.
Yeah, unfortunately. Like
So,
Giuliano does
okay,
a
what?
good job at holding with, but it's better when he's in the half space because he can his link up is actually a lot nicer than I think probably give him credit for.
No, like what I saw in the Copa del Rey was like kind of like similar. Like Sørloth was there up front at the target man, and then Juliano was just over here beside him alongside Julian Alvarez when he
At
was playing. And
times,
yeah,
Llorente
and then
sometimes was forward, sometimes he wasn't.
yeah, Lorente was like over here, and then
Yeah, but
our holding
Llorente
midfielder was here.
played
So
as a
that
midfielder.
Yeah, so it's a
true.
different
And then we
situation.
had all this space empty for a right back, and then Baina was shifting here and there, utilizing the space.
He was a lot of he was basically holding with for the majority of that first half, and it wasn't good football.
Yeah.
Ruggiero was
But
supposed to hold it with, but what had happened was Ruggiero was either in the centre back line with the back three, or he was in the
Yeah,
midfield.
both fullbacks were pretty deep.
I'm not really sure why that was the case. I could understand Molina because you don't really want him to just be roaming free because he's not going to remember who's behind him. But Ruggieri isn't necessarily the same because he had a good game when he actually did end up going forward and was in those when he was holding with, as we saw in that first half when he hit the post and these other things. So it was, but he was clearly conservative, and I think that was the coach's decision because Bayern was often in that same spot, which didn't make too much sense. But Bayern and Giuliano weren't particularly good in the game either. And it does actually beg another point that I think we just mentioned, is just we don't really have a sub for Giuliano on the team anymore. I think even if Nico comes back, Nico comes back into the team, he doesn't play on your right. So I don't really know what the solution here is, if there's a solution, at least in the actual squad. So Julian is just gonna have to hold full 90s for the rest of the season, I guess. Hope you don't get injured, buddy. Simple as that.
makes sense. Makes sense. Anyway, we move on to the next one, which is again the latest news. So the latest news we have is Giuliano renewing his contract with Atleti and until 2030 as well, which I thought like already happened, but then it wasn't made official until yesterday. So again another Simeone is secured for us until 2030, which we can see over here. There you go. So Giuliano has signed a contract extension with Atleti until 2030, and his release clause is up to 500 million as well, which is pretty impressive.
Nobody was gonna buy him anyway. I'm not to be rude to Giuliano, but it's like everybody knows that you'd have to have like serious balls on you to try and buy Giuliano out of Atletico while his father's there. Like that's just not a possibility. So, I mean, he's good enough to play at another high level team, but it's nice that he has the contract extension and he can be a part of the other players who are until 2030 now. So that's nice.
Who should be on the list for another contract extension at Atleti? For me, it should be Julian Alvarez. Like you should tie him up, make his release clause. I don't know if it's already high or it's not high.
It's 490 million right now. So the main thing is you kind of just need to up his salary, I guess, because he's making decent money, but he's not one of like I think he makes. See, I know Oblak makes 10, but who makes it after that? Is it Griezmann? I don't think it's Griezmann anymore. It used to be Griezmann.
Griezmann is with 9. Griezmann is
No,
with 9.
he cut his salary in half to extend till 2027. So I don't think he is on the same salary anymore. But the idea is, if you have your young star, put the money that he's supposed to be getting. You feel me?
Gallagher used to be at 9 as well, by the way.
No, he's not.
He used to be, yeah. He used to be at 9.
Yeah,
and now he's not. So that's a massive pay cut, which we managed. Longley is on 7 million, by the way.
Gross or net?
I think net or maybe gross. I don't know. I
Can't be
haven't checked.
gross. It can't be net. That's way
I
too much
haven't checked it
for that.
properly. But he was like Gallagher was at 9, and then Longley was at 7.
Then it's net. Then it's gross. Sorry, because Gallagher Longley cannot be making 7 million net on our
He
heads
is.
and then putting on dog shit
He is.
performances. That can't.
He is.
To clarify to anybody who is watching, gross is the total amount of income that the club has to pay towards the players. Net is what they take home after taxes. So that's typically what they actually get to see.
Let me check if I can.
And Spain has about 50% tax on everything. So you can just cut it in half in most cases, which is insane tax, by the way, but whatever. It's not up to me.
Okay. Okay. Hang on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Jan Oblak is the highest paid right now, right?
Yeah, so all of those green ones are the ones that they actually confirmed. Like they know
Yeah,
the salary.
So he's at 20 million. And then it's Julian Álvarez is not confirmed.
That's gross. That's gross.
Yeah, well, it's not confirmed. And then it's Griezmann with 9, Baena with 8, Llorente with 8, Nico Gonzalez with 7. Are you kidding me? It's confirmed as well.
I don't know if we're paying his full salary though.
Okay, all right. So there you go, Longley. There you go, 7.2. See?
Yeah, but this is gross. So you cut it in half. It's 3.5 basically.
Okay, makes sense. And then we have David Hansko, Koke, Roblin Oman, Jose Jimenez. Wow, he's way low. But okay.
On
But
Lamar,
I think
we don't pay Lamar's salary right now.
Why is DePaul over here? What the hell?
Because he was technically on loan, but they finally purchased him in January.
Look at Mark Pubil.
I guess that's another person to extend, eh? Although that again is not confirmed. That's the only issue with these things. So you have to put a little asterisk on the salary itself.
True. But anyway, guys. So that was like the salary cap, basically you can call it. But anyway, we move on to the next one, and that is the score prediction. So what do you guys think?
2-0 Atletico win.
Okay.
I am going to say I don't trust us to keep a clean sheet. I'm going to say 3-1.
Okay, who are your scorers?
Juliano, Griezmann, and Almada.
Interesting. Saint Keeks, your scorers?
I don't know. Giuliano twice.
Okay. I think Alaves is just 2 points above relegation, and for me, this is the match I think where we can actually be really good before we face Galatasaray, or we'll be very very stupidly poor in the first half, and then Simeone will just throw in the substitutions with Álvarez coming on, and rest of the players coming on. So I think it's gonna be like I'll pick the middle ground. I think 3-0 is fine. But I think we're gonna keep a clean sheet. And my goal scorers would be Sørloth with a brace, by the way. And Griezmann getting another goal. But anyway, moving on to the next one we have is Joao Gomez. So the talks are like we are actually considering, making an offer for Joao Gomez to Wolves, and which again, like when we discussed the review of the match against Deportivo La Coruña, that he'll be definitely be around 50 million, and that's what the thing is right now. We have to pay around 50 million to get Joao Gomez to Atleti. Now, guys, 50 million for Joao Gomez at this point, which also means like there's no more signings after this. What do you guys think? 50 million for Joao Gomez right now.
Wait, are you saying 50 or 15?
50. I
No,
don't
no.
know how.
Okay, I wouldn't pay 50 million for Joao Gomez. I also heard that Atalanta want 40 for Ederson.
which is nonsense.
Yes, as well.
I
No, I
mean,
won't pay that.
if I was to pay that kind of money for the midfield, I would choose Joao Gomez because it's like, okay, I guess you can resell it because he has Premier League value. It's the same kind of situation. I think you saw Jordi Cruyff talk about this in a documentary interview recently where he said they chose Rafinha over Anthony because if it doesn't work out with Rafinha, he has Premier League value, so you could just sell him back for the same amount that you got to him, which is what we also did with Gallagher. But with Edison, it's like you put down
But
40
Gallagher
million.
is English. Don't forget, Gallagher is English.
Gallagher is English, but he's also from the Premier League. How many players have we bought from the Premier League in the past like 5 years? Two?
Trippier.
Yeah, Trippier and like Gallagher, and like that's kind of it. You know what I mean?
Both were English. Both were English.
Both were English, but we haven't bought anybody else. But anyway, Edison, if you put on 40 million for Edison, there's nobody you're gonna sell that to because Italian clubs are not rich. And then nobody else is like you have to hope and pray that Saudi clubs come in and give you that bailout if something doesn't go right there. 40 million is way too much of a risk for Edison. And I think I don't the role that we're expecting from the midfield, 50 million is way too much too. So
So who do we go for then? Goretzka on free?
it's better to just not have a midfielder than just go for a Gretzky.
Then I don't think we can compete with the two competitions which is left.
Now we could compete. You don't need that much for the last two competitions. You don't need another midfielder for the
We
last
do.
two. No, no,
We
no.
do.
You need
Yes,
a
we do.
you need another midfielder for La Liga, which we are not a part of right now.
But still, I think like we do need a midfielder. I can't trust Koke with important games because again, like no
Why
disrespect to
not?
Koke, but I think like like again his legs run out, and then whenever we need to press, Koke lacks that pressing part, and
Sure,
then
but
like the other team gets away with the press very easily,
Well,
and
that's
then
the
it's
idea.
suddenly.
yeah, that's the
That's the
that's
idea. Have Koke well rested for the important games, for the competitions we are fighting for, and leave La Liga for maybe another one who has legs. So the new signing is more for La Liga, ideally. Thinking about La Liga, about the numerous competitions we're going to play.
that's the point. So it's like this is the fourth of we have three players for the double pivot right now. We're looking for a fourth. Ideally, you want somebody who's just good enough to give you enough oomph to win the games in La Liga, just in case something happens in La Liga, but not necessarily to do anything crazy. And then in the big games, you have Koke, you have Barrios, you have Cardoso to do something special.
I can't count on Cardoso right now. The guy is way too fragile. Like whenever someone makes a tackle on him, and I'm like he's gone. But like yeah, thankfully like he stays up. So for me for this season, Cardoso I can't really rely on him because he had way too many injuries this season. And if Cardoso is out injured, then again our options are very limited in midfield. And then again back to those days, we don't have a like when we were having those debates, we don't have a playmaker in midfield. It's just like it's just Barrios and that's it. And
Any
sometimes
double pivot. You're
Barrios,
not supposed to have a
yeah,
playmaker any double pivot.
but still we need someone who can make progressive passes.
Sure, that's not a playmaker though. That's just
Yeah,
somebody who
but still,
continues.
we don't even have that. Who does that?
It's Barrios.
Okay, and what if he's injured?
That's the whole point to get another player.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. You guys are saying we don't need to get one.
No, I'm
That's what
saying
I'm saying.
no. I'm saying for the next two competitions, you do not need to get one. Sorry, not that you can't get one, but it's like you don't need and another midfielder to win the Champions League or win the what you call it, win the Copa del Rey. You need one for La Liga. You need one for La Liga. Because an injury in La Liga means an injury to we call it, to your potential for the other cups as well. You know what I mean?
But I don't know, like what. How can we finish top 3 or top 4 if we don't buy a midfielder? Because I think we will definitely struggle, and he's gone. Okay, but yeah, I'll ask you, Fran. Like like how can you like think about us? Like staying in La Liga race. I mean, like the race is already over, but like we have to stay in top 4 though. And
Now,
again, at the end of the season, it's all about those making those extra 5 million, 7 million to like finish a place above.
that was the idea. If we stay with these three midfielders that we have now, like we don't need more quality because the quality is there. Coque and Barrios and Johnny are good quality, but what you need is legs, because if you keep these players playing, these three midfielders playing in all competitions, now the quality is going to lower because they are going to be super tired from playing three competitions. So what you need is a midfielder that is good enough to beat the La Liga sides, but you don't necessarily need super high quality for him to be starter right now, to be better than Barrios. So that, I think that's the point that Sankis was trying to make, that, okay, we need the new signing to be a La Liga signing. A player that can help us win the La Liga games, but isn't necessarily better than the other two. So, I think that was the point that Sankis was trying to make before he left.
So who do you go for then? What options do you have?
My favorite was the problem is that there are not many rumors really. That now the
It's just
Ederson,
Joao Gomez. Yeah.
Joao Gomez and Ederson are the two names that are there, but not many much. I will agree with Senkix though. I'd rather go the 50 million for Joao Gomez than the 40 for Ederson, especially because I want a more all-round option and Premier League value. So in case he doesn't work out, we can resell. But yeah, I don't want Ederson because I think he's a very specific player. More of he's more similar to Barrios in what he does on the ball, and doesn't give you that much defensively. So I am not too excited about him. I'm more about Joao Gomez. Oh, he's back.
As I'm back, I guess. Like, what happened to Alex?
I'm here only.
Did he die?
But anyway, I think I don't know why. I think we can actually make money on Bruno Fernandes as well.
On who?
For me, Bruno Fernandes from Man United. I think we can get him cheap at this point.
What happened when I was away? What are you talking about?
No, it's just a random thought. It's just a
no.
He didn't mention Bruno Fernandes at all when you weren't here.
It's just a random thought. It's just a random thought. Bruno
Okay.
Fernandes. I like him at Atleti. With everything is going on at United.
No, his type of football is not necessarily conducive to our style of play. He's a good player, yes, but in terms of,
trust me,
no, I like if you're going for somebody from Man United, you should go for Manu, because what you want out of it is somebody, as you said, somebody who can play make, somebody who can dribble past certain things, and he's at a left.
I don't think Carrick is going to let him go.
Yeah, no, he's never leaving. But that's not even the point.
No, he will leave. He will leave.
Who? Bruno Fernandes? No.
Yeah, I think this summer he will leave.
The captain of the team isn't gonna leave. Not here, not with the team as they say to the end. I
think so. I think so. He will leave. But let's see if I'm right or not. But I think he will leave, and it will be a good opportunity for anyone who wants to buy him. Actually,
I think more than that, we also need. I feel like we're kind of losing track of the transfer window. Midfielder is our main priority, but it wasn't supposed to be the only thing that was supposed to come in. According to what we saw in the reports, they're supposed to be looking at a left back. I don't know if they're still doing that. They're supposed to be looking at a dribbling winger.
it'll be very random. It'll always like it'll suddenly be like, oh, Atleti is closing on for this guy, and then medical is done, blah blah blah, and then boom, Atleti has signed this guy.
The reason why I have this City shit on in the first place, even though I'm not a City fan, is specifically because them buying Semenyo and how great of an impact he's been for them. You feel me? This is the time for Marmoush. He just went out of a tournament. His place is he's displaced with City. Let's go all in. We have an international slot ready. Let's go.
He does fit our club very well.
Yeah, he was perfect in that 2-man with Ekiteke in Frankfurt. I feel like it would be perfect here again. As me. So I think
having Julian Álvarez and Marmoush in the at front in a big game in the Champions League would be too good.
Exactly.
Sure, let's see. But again, talking about Marmoush is not the same as the Frankfurt guy, by the way.
Huh?
Like Marmoush is not the same as he was at Frankfurt.
Yeah, he's the same. He just doesn't play that same thing in City because, or at least this season. Last season with City, he was fine. And then he got injured and he wasn't really playing the season. And then they bought Semenyo. That's kind of it. Like if you saw him for Egypt, exact same guy. Nothing different. Fast, good dribbler, good shots. Yeah, he's just a good player.
Atleti going for an African player. Okay, I'll see how that.
We've done it
how that
before, buddy.
goes.
I have very
50-60 million on an African player. Okay, let's see.
No.
See how that
It would be a 6 months loan, if anything, to be honest.
6 months loan. Yeah, forget about it.
I have very good memories of Marmoush because I watch a lot of Stuttgart, and there was a season where Stuttgart were close to relegation, and I was like insulting him week in, week out. He wasn't performing that well, but then in one of the last match days, he scores an insane free kick to win the game, and that was huge in the relegation fight. So I just had to start loving him. I can't be opposed to him.
That's 2 plus 2 versus 3, 2 versus 1, right? And this is the majority vote. Marmoush has to join now.
No, like I'm not against Marmoush or anything. Like, it's the heavy price tag which he comes for. That's the only problem.
Yeah, I'm not really gonna. You can't really skirt past the fact that they spent like 80 million on him, which was at the time a shocking transfer fee. It was like in January, which they've spent another 65 on Semenyo here again.
65, 70, yeah, something like. So that's what I'm saying. Like I don't mind Marmoush. It's the price tag. What he can't Atleti
We
spending
can't
that
buy
much.
him outright in this part of the season. I don't think anyone can. So you'd probably have to go for a loan at least. And if he does really well, you'd probably have to renegotiate. But for the 6 months, I can't see somebody who's that good at dribbling, that good in open space, that good in terms of ball striking to not do well at Atleti. That's just me.
I think if he arrives in
Friend, if you're talking, I can't hear you. I think you muted yourself.
Oh, you're right. I was just going to say that he fits what we need as striker. Just that.
Yeah, and if he comes, Almada is definitely leaving.
I don't think they play the same role. I think
Then like we had Raspadori for like why did we sell him then?
I mean, they don't play the same. It's like Raspadori plays for us. Raspadori has played on the left wing and the 4-4-2, the right wing, and both are the 2 different options in the front 2. He's kind of just been a versatile player. Marmoush is almost guaranteed to be in that
No,
front.
but Thiago Almada won't get any more minutes for sure then. Like now, like he
I mean,
can
yeah,
still
but-
come off the bench. Then Thiago Almada is done.
Well, but,
he's not coming on again.
I maybe the Raspadori's sell was more of an Alemany thing. Raspadori was brought while Bucero was here. Alemany doesn't like him that much. I don't know. He talks with Simeone. I say, yeah, he's expendable. So sell. Maybe Almada does. Maybe Simeone does have a plan for Almada in the future. I don't know if you guys saw, but there were rumors that Almada isn't getting much game time because of a disciplinary thing.
Really?
I don't know that's the case though. I can't see.
I don't know if that's true. Those are the rumors.
I haven't heard those rumors, but
Somebody's
okay.
unless we can confirm it, I don't want to speculate on somebody's behavior, because even though it's a lot of players I don't like on Atleti right now, but I haven't heard anything about their actual actual behavior and personality outside of just on the pitch.
Well, anyway, guys, so that was it for the preview of the match against Deportivo Alavés. And so do like and subscribe, and do let us know your opinions in the comment section as well. How can you prepare for this match, and who would you bench, and what would be your starting lineup for this game? With again keeping in mind that like we are playing Galatasaray next, which is I think on Tuesday or Wednesday.
Wednesday, I believe it's Wednesday.
Okay, so we're playing them on Wednesday. So we'll after this the review of this match, we'll do the preview of the match against Galatasaray. So stay tuned, and until then, Atleti. We'll see you guys soon. Ciao, ciao.